Welcome back to Senior Talk Radio here on 88.1 FM and WCWP.org. This is Project Independence and You. I'm your host, John Ryan, and today I'm with Rebecca Miller and, North Hempstead Town Clerk Wayne Wink. And we have our Nassau County Executive, Laura Curran, with us for an update on what's going on around the county. How are you, Laura?
I'm fine, John. It's so good to be with you on this gloomy Friday.
And this is our first one with you and Wayne together. I think it's great.
I think it's a great team. I'm really happy to be on with Wayne. He's always told me I have a great face for radio.
I would never say that. I would say it about me.
What's going on in the town? In the town, I keep saying town. I apologize. What's going on in the county?
What's good for the county is good for the town. So
that's right.
Yeah,
thank you, Wayne.
The town is a very, very important part of our county. So we're all in it together. It's true on the municipal level as well. And I just want to start out by saying I really appreciate the cooperation and the partnership with the Town of Hempstead, with Wayne and Supervisor Bosworth and the whole team.
We're going to be having some trouble, I think, wherever Laura is this morning.
Yeah.
It's going in and out.
Not in North Hempstead, but
She must not be. She's traveling, so everybody knows who's listening.
Your seniors, the town has really just been a great way for.
Lori, I don't know if you can hear me, Laura. You're going in and out.
Oh, shoot. It's this darn traveling thing. How about now? Is that better?
You're good.
yeah, I think so.
All right, good. I don't know what you missed, but I just said that the town has been an invaluable partner in getting the word out to all of our residents throughout the pandemic, as have you and your show, John. It's been a great way to connect with people, letting them know what's happening.
And what's happening is you guys are doing a great job. That's what's happening, which is so easy. It's a very easy job that we have here on the radio to bring people like you or to bring someone like Wayne on, because you guys are exemplary elected officials. And it's easy for me. It's great. It makes my job easy.
Well, thank you. And, I just want to give you the latest COVID update. Last night at the Coliseum, we were 13,000 strong in a facility that has about 14,000 capacity. So we're really coming back.
Wow.
I know, it's amazing, right? Unfortunately, they didn't win, but, try again tomorrow. But it's really thanks to our vaccination rate. Nassau County is really leading the state in vaccination. And when it comes to seniors 65 and older, 92% of those people 65 and older, 92% have been vaccinated, which is amazing. And that's really a testament to our residents where, they understand that the vaccination works, that it's safe, it's effective, and it's the key to getting back to normal.
92% is a number that's just staggering, because I think nationally it's 41 or 42, I think I saw the other day.
Well, it's 92% for those 65 and older. It's about 7.
Okay.
Yes. So I want to qualify that. That's seniors 65 and older. It's about 75% 18 and older, and it's more than 60% for the entire population.
Okay. Still a great number.
Still great. Yeah, especially for seniors.
And Laura, we just had the executive director of the Yes We Can Community Center on, who reminded us that over 35,000 vaccines were issued at our Yes We Can Community Center, which was really staggering numbers, I think. So, we're very pleased to have been a relatively small part, but a part nonetheless of the entire vaccination effort in the county. And I know you've been spearheading that, and a lot of people like to name drop, but when the governor of the state is name dropping you're doing something right. It's really been a tremendous effort on your part to make sure that we're all vaccinated and to get as much information about the process to everybody in a timely manner. I can remember it wasn't 6 months ago when people were screaming about, how do I get vaccinated? How do I get vaccinated? And
right.
6 months, you've provided that guidance and information that has really, I think, made a very stressful moment for a lot of people very, very comfortable now. So that's really a wonderful thing. I want to congratulate you on that.
Well, and thank you, Wayne, and thanks Judy Bosworth and the entire Town of North Hempstead team for allowing us to use the Yes We Can Community Center right in Westbury. It was an amazing partnership. And as you say, 35,000 vaccinations, that's incredible. So when you say you guys were a small part, you guys were a huge part of our overall county success in getting people vaccinated. And I think we all remember those early anxious days. Yeah. And, we promised, you and I together, all of us really promised to do whatever we could to get them out in as many communities as possible, as quickly as possible. And I think that we delivered on that promise.
Yep.
And the beautiful result of it all is that just a few weeks ago, the town of North Hempstead was not planning on having Fun Day Monday at all. We were either probably going to do something virtual like we did last year or some other kind of virtual programming. But because of these numbers and, in the town of North Hempstead, all these seniors that are vaccinated, we are actually going to have Fun Day Monday this summer, 4 of them, including entertainment, fitness classes. Of course, it's going to be on a reduced amount of people that we can handle, and we're not going to have certain things that we have, like the cafe won't be available, but the space is there, the programs will be there, and our seniors can come out, and it's such a thrill for them because, having been pretty much in the house for so long, and now to come back to the beach in North Hempstead. So because of all these immunizations that were offered and the easy accessibility, our town seniors are now going to be able to enjoy summer programming again in North Hempstead, which is really wonderful.
Rebecca, that is such great news. I had not heard that. It's such a wonderful tradition. And I know the seniors in North Hempstead love it. I've visited many times and they're so grateful for the opportunity. So to do something normal, to be social again, we're bringing concerts back to our parks, to Eisenhower Park, some of the other parks as well. People love it and people are so grateful. And I know the seniors are going to take full advantage of every Fun Day Monday.
Yes, we'll definitely send you the dates.
Oh, I'll come. I'd love to pop by.
All right.
Thank you. Well, can I give a little plug to Wayne? Is that okay?
Sure.
I just want to say I love Judy Bosworth, and I've spoken with her. She's become a wonderful friend, and I have to say, so has Wayne. He is out and about. He is everywhere. He is very connected to the communities, all of the communities of the town of North Hempstead, and I know he will do a fantastic job continuing his service in a new position.
Thank you, Laura. I'm so connected. I'm actually up here in Albany right now, but I'll be back shortly. I promise.
He's getting it done already up in Albany.
He's doing his job. That's an interesting thing, and I'm not going to take it away from. We'll talk about Wayne later, but he's not just the clerk within North Hempstead. He's actually has joined the board, and he's a director on the New York State board. So some people just take a job and they do it locally, and that's the end of it. This is a man who's gone further and gotten more involved, which is significant.
Well, as Laura can attest, the best way to do your job locally is to learn best practices and learn how others are doing it and bring it back home. Because at the end of the day, that's what makes all our efforts worth it, is to know what works, where it works, and see how we can replicate it. From small towns up here in upstate New York to big towns and to big counties like Nassau. We don't have to reinvent the wheel every time we're trying to do something new, but we should figure out what works, why it works, and bring it back home.
Totally agree. You go, Laura.
No, I was just saying that I agree. Sometimes you can see what works in other places and modify it for your own place. But anyway, Rebecca, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Oh, no, not at all. I was just going to throw in a little Wayne tidbit that, Project Independence now in its double digits. Wayne was, when Project Independence was implemented, one of the biggest supporters of all the programs we did, and always came to events and programs. And, I'm just looking forward to, the supervisor Bosworth has been an incredible part of Project Independence as well. The strength of the program continues. And I know Wayne, you're just gonna, carry it on, and we're gonna have some maybe perhaps new progressive programming with Project Independence too, and
Well, thank you.
partnerships with Nassau County.
A corollary to finding best practices and bringing them home is starting good things and bringing them out to everybody else. Project Independence has been a perfect example of that. We know it grew out of what they called a NORC, a naturally occurring retirement community, of which North New Hyde Park had a couple tracks that qualified. And out of that came this program that covers so much of daily living for so many in our town. And that's the type of thing that we can bring to others and to show how it can work in a suburban setting. Because up until then, it really only been a city project. Now we've shown how it works in the Byzantine, serpentine levels of government that make up suburbia. And really it's something you can then extrapolate out to so many different regions of the country. So I was just pleased to be able to be there at the ground floor when Project Independence was started. And it really is, it's a program that, as much as we're bringing back best practices, we can export best practices too.
Totally agree. It's very, very important. Now I want to go back to Laura, because I know, the one thing, and I do want to say thank you to Laura, because, Laura's doing this in the car. So it's not like she's hanging out like, oh, what am I going to do this morning? She's going from one appointment to the other on her schedule, and manages to not squeeze us in. I don't mean that rudely. I mean, she wants to be part of this program. We want her to be part of this program, and she makes it her business. And for a county executive to go out of her way, as Laura does every Friday for us, is a major thank you from me to her, because we want to be updated. I mean, this COVID has really, changed a lot of things. And Laura has kept a very positive attitude and has been, once things opened in Nassau County, we want the beaches open. We want everything. We want to be a normal summer. And Laura's going to agree.
100%. The fact that we can bring back our concerts to Lakeside Park, we can bring back our doo-wop bands, and you're going to have Led Zeppelin and Grateful Dead and Rolling Stones tribute bands at Lakeside. That's a really big deal for our residents, to bring back some of this normal. You've got beautiful parks and beaches in the town of North Hempstead. We have beautiful parks and beach in the county of Nassau and the other towns and villages as well. And the fact that we can take full advantage of this beautiful island that we live on this summer is wonderful. And on a personal note, I'm always happy to speak with you, John, and Rebecca, and whoever else you have on the show, and Wayne. And I appreciate the opportunity, because I think the more we can communicate a sense of hope and a sense of positivity, the better off it is for all of our residents.
Perfect. I thank you very much. We're going to go into a commercial. Laura, you know what I think of you. You're the best. Thank you for always coming on. Have a wonderful weekend. You're listening to Senior Talk Radio here on 88.1 FM and WCWP.org. We'll be right back.
WCWP is your home for great music and great conversation. You'll find all that and more on WCWP.org. Listen live on the web. Check out the lineup, subscribe to podcasts, and stay up to date on the latest station events. Get in touch with us and let us know if you like what you're hearing. And find out how you can support or get involved at the only community public radio station serving Nassau's North Shore. Plus, sign up to get a free bumper sticker. It's all online at WCWP.org.
Welcome back to Senior Talk Radio here on 88.1 FM and WCWP.org. This is Project Independence and You. I'm your host, John Ryan, with my host, Rebecca Miller, and my host, Wayne Wink. And we're now in the Kristina Lew show. At the last segment, we had Laura Curran on, and Laura always comes on to give us an update specifically as COVID has been going along. And Rebecca started talking about Wayne and how he was very instrumental, which is really what I wanted to start this conversation with. So thanks, Rebecca. But it's the truth. Wayne goes back years. I mean, he's an elected official for many, many years, has had many different leadership roles, and was instrumental in the development of Project Independence. What we have today is a result of the work that he put in years ago, because he could have been fighting against it, and Project Independence may not be here. And it's very important. to look back and appreciate and understand how things got where they are. Because today we have a wonderful program. We have Chuck Schumer to thank for transportation. Obviously, we have Judy Bosworth, who has been a constant supporter and a mainstay. John Kamen getting it going. But the council people had to go along with it. And at the time, Wayne was a council person. And we'll talk about all this stuff over the next couple of segments. But this is the first time we have Wayne on the Kristina Lew show, and sometimes we ask questions. So my question to Wayne is going to be, what was it like when you performed your first wedding in North Hempstead as the town clerk? For people who don't know, one of Wayne's roles is performing marital ceremonies, or however you say it. Tell me about it.
You know, in the almost 7.5 years that I've been doing, that I've been serving as town clerk, I've done well over 1,000 weddings.
Whoa!
Oh, wow.
And I can tell you that the first one was probably, I was almost as nervous as the bride and groom, I think. Because, I try to approach every wedding to ensure that it's special for the couple. I've done ceremonies where the couple have come in black tie and white gowns. I've done wedding ceremonies where the couple has come with 4 kids under the age of 2 in tow, and they're there in shorts and t-shirts for ceremonies. So I've done everything in between. I've done uniformed military officers. I've had so many different ceremonies, both in person and now in the last year or so virtually. But they're all special, and to try to remember that whenever you walk, whenever I put on the robe, because to make it a formal ceremony, I do put on a robe so that people understand, not a judge's robe, not a bathrobe. That would make it a whole different type of ceremony. But,
thanks for clarifying that.
Yeah, I knew I was going down a weird road there. But really, the first ceremony I performed was probably within the first couple days of my tenure as town clerk. I did have the advantage, though, as a former town councilman, which John reminded me was so long ago. I thank God I was 8 years old when I first served on the town board. But I did have some experience with doing ceremonies as a town councilman. So it wasn't as nerve-wracking as it might have been otherwise. But still in all, you're trying to make sure that you're not making mistakes, because for many couples, this is one of the most important days of their lives. And you don't want to be, remembered as being the one who, said the wrong name to the bride, or who mispronounced the groom's name or something. And, you want it to be about them. You don't want it to be about you. So, you want it to be as perfect as you can for them. There are people who kind of take it to the extremes and, think that we're a catering hall in waiting. But, almost every couple has been incredibly respectful, whether we're performing the ceremony in my office or we're performing it across the street in the Mary Jane Davies Green gazebo, wherever we're performing it. I've done weddings at Harbor Links. I've done weddings at North Hempstead Beach Park. Each and every time you try to make it the important day it is for that couple. So I may have done, 1,300 weddings over the years, but that's the one time that I want them to remember for them. So, there's a little bit of pressure that comes with that, but really it's been such a great experience to be able to do that, to be able to help a couple on their way into the next phase of their life. And certainly in the age of COVID, it's given us all time to reflect, I think, on what role we play in the lives of our constituents and in the lives of people throughout the region, and being able to help people who just had their 300-person wedding reception canceled on them.
Right.
to still be able to go forward and have the ceremony and have the special feeling of knowing that they found their forever soulmate is really a wonderful thing. And I also have the advantage as a town clerk of not having anything to do with divorces. So I've never had a couple get divorced that I know of. So
Oh, wow.
There you go.
Wayne, I'm getting verklempt, but I have to say one of my favorite things that you do with weddings is the group weddings when for Valentine's Day. I mean, how many, you get, I don't even know how many people all at once. And is that weddings, or is that redoing vows, or?
It's a renewing of the vows. We've had as many as over 50 couples renewing their vows at one time. Last year in 2020, we were able to do that before we really knew that the world was going to change.
Yeah.
Because Valentine's Day 2020 was a full month before everything started closing down. So we were able to do it as we had in the past. Ironically, it was the first year we couldn't do it at Harbor Links. So we ended up really going from scratch at Clinton G. Martin Park.
Yeah.
And we were able to use that room and make really what I thought was a really spectacular event. My staff was tremendous on coming up with the backdrop for the photo ops, bringing the arch and everything that we use
Nice.
of our ceremonies to Clinton G. Martin. And it was really a wonderful time. And it is even more meaningful now because we didn't get to do it in 2021.
Right.
So the fact that we were able to really do a blowout event and really do a wonderful event in 2020 has probably helped us to deal with the aftermath of the pandemic. So I'm looking forward in 2022 to having that happen again. There will be a new town clerk next year, one way or another. So I hope to be a part of some ceremony, but it won't be as town clerk. And I know whoever is a town clerk, that is one of the singular events that we do every year in the town clerk's office. So I look forward to that. It's really going to be a wonderful thing. And next year I'll be at that'll be my almost 20th anniversary. So
Nice.
wedding. So
And speaking of
Christina,
milestones,
special for me.
Christina, what is yours?
well,
Anniversary.
Wait, on my anniversary, I have to give a backstory because we've only been married since 2013, but we've been together since 2002, when I was just a mere baby at 17.
There you go.
So you know what, Wayne, even if you're not town clerk, you could remarry. Well, me and Jay will renew our vows. I'm always looking for a
Right.
reason to celebrate something.
That's
so,
right.
Sounds
You know
great.
what?
At
But
the
I
Yes
have
We
to-
Can Community Center.
Yeah, and
There
speaking
you
of
go.
milestones, this actually, I was looking because Wayne has been on our radio program numerous times since the beginning when he was a legislator and he was town clerk. We've had him, all over the map. And this, I believe, Wayne, is your 14th appearance on our radio program.
Wow.
Is it really?
Okay.
Yes. So Wayne's already part of the radio family. We have our regulars that come on. So
I'm
there
a
we go.
radio teenager now, huh?
That's right. So I had to give a special props to that for always being part of it, even when you were not with the town at the time. So
That's right.
I'm talking age now. Christina, you shared your number. This year, I'm married 45 years.
Wow.
And we're
Tremendous.
together 51
Congratulations.
years we're
Tremendous.
together and married 45. It's just
And with
amazing.
all due respect, John, Stephanie is a saint. So.
Oh, I know she is. Trust me. You don't have to tell me, Wayne. But it's amazing how time flies. It really
Yeah.
is. But I
it
didn't know
is.
Wayne was on 14 times. Well, he's been on 6 or 7 at least with me. But then that was before,
yeah,
radio show. I don't even know how long the radio program actually has been on.
we're going to be celebrating 10 years.
It's
Yeah.
10 years.
September. Yeah.
See that?
Yeah, it'll be our 10th anniversary in September. So
Okay.
time is
Oh,
flying.
it's a big one. Oh, okay. I had no idea.
Exciting stuff.
Big.
Good stuff.
Really?
But I just want to quickly, before we run
Yeah,
out
go
of
ahead.
time later, I want to remind people because there's a really special show next week. We're going to have Big Brothers, Big Sisters are going to come on talking about their program. And what's exciting, they're actually going to have one of the bigs and one of the littles will actually be on also via Zoom talking about their experience with the mentoring program. So it should really be a great program. They're doing all kinds of amazing things. So that is next week. And we also have Congressman Tom Suozzi is coming on. He's going to give us some updates from Washington.
Next week or the following week is Tom?
That's next week, June 11th.
Oh, it is? Okay.
Yes, I know it's June 11th already, but I just want to remind people to please check that out. And you could also listen to anything you miss at our Project Independence website. We have all the episodes up there, and you could also listen to them on WCWP, the YouTube page.
Okay, actually, we're going to go into another break. You're listening to Senior Talk Radio here on 88.1 FM and WCWP.org. We'll be right back.
Take WCWP with you wherever you go with the WCWP app. Listen live 24/7 to all of our streams, all from one app. Plus, call the studios directly from the app and visit our social media. Download the app through the iOS App Store on Apple devices or the Google Play Store on Android by searching WCWP Radio, or visit WCWP.org for links. The WCWP app, available now on iOS and Android devices.
Welcome back to Senior Talk Radio here on 88.1 FM and WCWP.org. This is Project Independence and You. I'm your host, John Ryan, and your Wayne Wink is your host, and Rebecca Miller is your host, and we're in the middle of the Kristina Lew Show. Kristina, how are you?
Good. I am taking in this whole show. I mean, it's really been a whirlwind. You guys,
Crazy.
I think Otto is going to have a little something to worry about. The three of you are really, driving really well. I don't want Otto, who's on his wayward. I want to give a shout out what Otto is doing in his golf tournament. He's golfing with his group of friends called the Wayward Boys, which is my favorite name in the entire world. So they are out in Greenpoint having their golfing and I believe their fishing trip. So he's out there, Otto, but we miss him, of course. But you guys are doing a fabulous show. It's great. And it's so much information. I'm sitting here with my pen and paper, writing down all these dates and all this great information everyone's giving. So great job.
Otto is irreplaceable, so
Otto is irreplaceable.
Nothing to worry about.
Otto's a great guy, but one thing I do want to say, and I mean this very sincerely, and I'm not trying to make whatever that expression is, Wayne, and at times when I've had conversations or I'm in a group conversation, he reminds me of my partner, Peter. Wayne goes back and he can go back 10 years and say, this happened and that, his collective knowledge is not, I remember stuff, but not the details. Wayne is a detail person. Right. Honestly, sometimes I'm listening, I'm saying, my God, that's what happened. That's how it happened. Because I don't know the history of a lot of things that gone on in this town.
Well, there are times I do have the advantage that I'm the only one in the room who was in the room at the time when it happened. The history is what the authors make of it, right?
Oh, so now he's telling the truth. He's making this stuff up.
Prove me wrong, okay?
Great.
He's in charge of all the historic documents in the town.
There you go.
So
That's
he's got that at his fingertips.
So he goes back and
rewrites at my
rewrites it.
disposal.
Right.
He types in what he wanted when he goes back.
Right, exactly. Right. He goes back to the office and he's like, and puts it back in, the archives.
Yeah.
So great.
It's amazing.
Really is.
Just, because we need to try to do it. Kristina, just give us the other two in June.
Oh, sure. The
Kristina Lew Show is supposed to, originally the Kristina Lew Show was a half hour of telling people what's going on around the town. Now it's gone to an hour with 30 seconds telling people what's going on.
It's like our personal life. We talk about our plans for the weekend, what we're doing. It's like a little catch up, but listen, we've all been in lockdown for a very long time. So this became our kind of therapy, but I've been quite busy scheduling the rest of the shows for June and July. July just finished up yesterday, but next week, I told you what's coming on June 18th. We actually have a repeat show because the town's closed that day for Juneteenth. But on June 25th, we have on Kathleen Ott, who is from the Administration for Community Living. She's been on a bunch of times. She's actually going to come on to discuss the Communities of Strength theme for Older Americans Month that was just in May. But they're always doing great programs there. And I also have to mention that I think everyone should check out. I actually watched yesterday. Kathleen Ott had reached out to me because she was partnering with FEMA and wanted the town of North Hempstead to get involved in one of their webinars to talk about how everyone kind of dealt with COVID and what each organization was doing. There was a whole bunch of organizations, but she also wanted a senior. So of course, Otto Los presented on this webinar, and Supervisor Bosworth also presented at it too. And it is available on our Project Independence website. You can go to items of interest and click right on the link, because it really, it was a great presentation, and there was a whole bunch of wonderful organizations. And of course, FEMA was doing great stuff too. So that is June 25th. You could check that out. And then July, we have a whole bunch of other great things that we'll be promoting as well. So it's jam-packed, where we got a lot of great guests coming up. So that is for the month of June. And then I will promote July as we get closer.
Wow.
Rebecca, I know you had mentioned earlier about Fun Day Monday is coming back in the flesh, this year. Last year we did kind of a fun North Hempstead TV thing, and John and I also had the privilege of being involved in interviewing all the different town board members as part of it. But this year, do you want to give us a little scoop back on what's going on at Fun Day Monday?
Sure, I'd love to. So, like I was saying before, we didn't really think it was going to happen. And then as things started opening up, here we are. We're going to do 4 Fun Day Mondays, July 12th, July 26th, August 9th, and August 23rd. I have it embedded in my brain.
That was very impressive. I like that.
Mhm.
Thank you. We're going to have live entertainment at each Fun Day Monday. We're holding July 12th for Nina Gordon and her band, and she's a big Project Independence supporter and also an entertainer. So we're waiting to hear back and confirming that. And on the second one, on July 26th, we're going to have Simpatico. And Wayne, you may remember them because I think you came to. We had our last holiday party in 2019.
They were wonderful, yes.
Jazz band,
Yes.
and they were just wonderful. So they're gonna do July 26th, and then August 9th is gonna be Vic Vincent, who is a big part of the usual, our entertainment. And on a Salute to the Troops Day, which is gonna be August 23rd, we thought it was important to have Elvis in addition to other vocalists and strolling entertainers on that particular day. So Elvis will be in the house or in the park.
In the building.
In the building. We're going to have exercise every single Fun Day Monday. Fun Day Monday is open 10 to 12 for just 2 hours, but we're going to open it up earlier for exercise. So at 9 a.m., because that's when it's a little cooler. And once you get to 10 a.m., if it's going to be a hot day, it's going to start. So we're going to be holding it on the basketball courts at North Hempstead Beach Park. We went and we measured, and there's a lot of room there. So for social distancing, also people will be using a chair. We're going to have Zumba. And also with Margaret, who is our wonderful Zumba instructor, and every other week. And then Mike Mancini, who's also our fitness instructor. He'll be doing a fitness class. And it's going to be great. It's going to be great. We're going to get a slower start and, a few less times, but, we're up and running. And I think it's going to be really, really nice. So yeah, Fun Day Monday. Call 311 for any information. You don't have to reserve a spot or anything like that. And, we'd be happy to answer any questions. And I do have to give a shout out. I mean, we are Department of Services for the Aging and Project Independence, but Fun Day Monday has historically been, run by community services, and they do a really good job. I mean, they're there every Monday at 6 a.m., Dave making coffee, and Kimberly. I don't even think Kimberly sleeps the night before. She may even spend the whole night there. And the
I'm not
entire
sure Kimberly
team.
ever sleeps, actually.
No.
She's so energetic.
So Kimberly is the Commissioner of Community Services and also Services for the Aging. So they really do a phenomenal job of pulling together all the programs and the services that happen to make things happen. And also, one of the great things about the town is how all the departments work together, because of course we work with parks, Town of North Hempstead staff. I mean, they're there at 6 a.m. helping us set up. So it takes a lot to get, pre-pandemic, we could have had, on a really busy day, 1,400 people. And so it takes a lot of staff to keep that going, restrooms available and the cafe going. So it's really wonderful how the town works together.
So Beck, is there transportation?
Yeah, so we'll be doing Fun Day Monday.
Is there transportation?
There is. We are working on that right now. It is kind of tricky because of the busing and transportation is still one of the places where you have to wear a mask. And can people sit next to each other? If we have a bus that can hold 40, can 40 people actually come in the bus? And that's changing every day.
I know.
So we don't really know. So we are, definitely, that's a big community services part of what they do. And I know Kimberly was at buses yesterday trying to figure out, just planning ahead with the hopes that we can provide transportation and that, the regulations will come down. That'll be a little easier for them to do it. But yeah, you can always call 311 and we're happy to provide whatever information we can.
Rebecca, I gotta add one thing to that if I could.
Sure.
I know it was just last week, I think, that we actually put out the press release saying the Fun Day Monday is back. And on Monday, Memorial Day, I had the good fortune of going to a number of different ceremonies. And one of them in Carl Place, there were 3 women in the auxiliary of the American Legion there, and they were lamenting what they were going to do this summer. And I said, Fun Day Monday's coming back, and they, oh my God, they were so excited.
Oh, yay!
So happy that you let me make their day by inform them of it. But we're going to make sure that everyone knows, because it will really, I think, raise the spirits of a lot of people throughout the town to know that Fun Day Monday is a sign of getting back to normal as well.
True.
And the one thing I want to throw in, people have to be cognizant of the fact that the rules are changing, as you said, Rebecca. And we don't know. 3 weeks from now, I don't know what they're going to be saying. But they're getting less and less restrictive, which is a positive. So we're going in the right direction. Yeah. But we, as a town, have to respect whatever the state, as Wayne said earlier, whatever the state guidelines are. We're going to have to adhere to them, and we will adhere to them. And it's not a personal thing. It's what we have to do to take respect and safeguard our residents. And we'll keep it, but it's crazy because every 2 days, it's a different rule. You really don't know. You wake up in the morning and say, what do I do today?
I know, maybe we show every Friday, and we're constantly having to, update whatever the new thing is. But at least we have a place that we're able to do that. So,
and look, one of the other great things is the fact that our residents are sophisticated, they are educated, they're self-aware, and they're aware of their surroundings and their community. And so even with or without state and federal guidelines, people are looking out for each other in a way they haven't maybe ever, and certainly, of late. But people are now not only looking out for themselves, they're looking out for each other. And so whatever the guidelines, if somebody shows up at Fun Day Monday and they're not comfortable not wearing a mask and they're going to wear a mask, that benefits them and it benefits everybody around them. So, we are blessed to live in a community of people of all ages who are as concerned about each other as they are about themselves. And that really is a great thing. And we're going to see that, I know, on Fun Day Monday and at every one of the town events as we go forward, because plenty of people understand that our community is only as healthy as what they, as what they're giving out. So they're getting back what they're giving out in so many ways.
Totally agree. Actually, we have to take another break. It's amazing how quick it goes. But nevertheless, you're listening to Senior Talk Radio here on 88.1 FM and WCWP.org. We'll be right back.
So I get this call from my grandma, and she's like,
"What's a podcast and how much does it cost?"
So I tell her, podcasts are like radio shows, but you can download them on any device and listen to them anywhere at any time, and they're free. And then she says,
"I see, but where can you find good ones?"
And I'm like, go to WCWP.org/podcast and check out the lineup of original shows, or download any podcast app on your phone or tablet and search for LIU Studios. And she's all like,
"Oh, that sounds easy."
And then she asked me what an app is.
LIU Studios Podcasts, available on any podcast app. You know, those little button things on your phone screen. Just ask your grandkids.
Welcome back to Senior Talk Radio here on 88.1 FM and WCWP.org. This is Project Independence and You. I'm your host, John Ryan, and I'm with Rebecca Miller and with Wayne Wink. And this is our last segment already. It's amazing how 2 hours flies. It really does. We tell people all the time, relax, we're going to have fun, and we have a conversation. At the break, Rebecca, I know you said you wanted to say something when you came back about water, etc. So please go ahead.
Right. So one of the things that we're doing that we haven't done before is that we are going to have the fitness classes at Fun Day Monday start at 9 a.m. So which is before the actual start time for Fun Day Monday on the basketball court. So I just want to remind everybody that, please dress accordingly and please bring a bottle of water and make sure you have, good shoes on too. You don't want to wear sandals or open toe, really sneakers, whatever you would work, normally work out in is what you wear. But just make sure you bring a bottle of water, a towel, and wear appropriate clothing, take a peek at the weather. That's going to be between 9 and 10 on that day.
Right. Do we say this at the break, or there's no beverages going to be sold there? Do we say that at the break, or we said it?
Those are the break, yeah.
Okay, so people have to be aware there's nothing to buy.
At this time, things could change again. So at this time that we're not going to have the cafe, every year we would, people could get their granola bars and their chips and their oranges and the coffee stand. So we're not going to have the coffee. We're not going to have the coffee stand. So we're not going to have the cafe. But something may come up, where we are able to do something. I don't know that it'll be a service from the town. Maybe it would be like a mobile coffee truck or food truck. I don't know. So right now, count on no cafe. So bring your own snacks. But I do believe we'll be giving out bottles of water. However, I still would like people doing the fitness class to bring their own, just in case they're running in and they don't have time.
You can never have too much water.
No, never too much water.
Kind of the overall goal all the time. And I want people to realize also, you can get all this great information that we've been sharing, obviously by calling 311, or I just finished our email newsletter, and it should have hit everyone who's on the list yesterday, I think it was.
I got it yesterday.
Good. I like to hear that. So if you're not getting the email newsletter, please call 311 and give your email address. It's really filled with, on top of all the Project Independence programs that are coming up, everything that North Hempstead is going on, whether it's recycling programs or, Fun Day Monday stuff or parks programs. It's all in this great email. And then we actually have the email newsletter posted on our website too. But it really has a lot of good information. And I love just printing it out for myself also. And you kind of have a whole record of everything that's coming up. And it even has some summer safety tips, which the first one was stay hydrated. So, we're all connected over here, guys.
Oh, yeah.
We didn't even plan it. So there we go. But please, I just want everyone
organic co-sponsor.
That's right. So I think it's a great reason, because everyone, you can't say you're bored in North Hempstead. And we even proved that during the pandemic, we still found a way to keep you pretty busy with all of our Zoom programs that are going on. And that's just another thing. We're having, some groups are beginning to talk about meeting in person, and depending on the circumstance, obviously they're being worked out. But we're still trying to figure out a way to kind of have the Zoom functioning also be an option for the people who may not be as comfortable, or in general, might not be able to get out of the house as easy, So I know with our Blankets of Love group, who are just all stars of Project Independence. You know, the blankets that these women make and donate to worthy causes within the county are just absolutely stunning. And they are like rapid speed. I mean, I've never seen people create blankets so fast in my life. But they've been meeting via Zoom during the pandemic. So this month, though, they're going to start meeting in person, obviously with social distance guidelines all there. But some people aren't comfortable. So we're going to be able to have a laptop in the room so people at home can still feel part of it. So I want everyone to rest assured, you know, we're trying to kind of figure out ways of keeping everyone connected still and, you know, based upon everyone's comfortability and, you know, ability to get out. So that's just some hot topics that are coming that came out this week just. So it's as we know, things are coming out quick. So it's exciting.
I think there's going to be a lot of hybrid type stuff. We had the JCC on a couple of weeks ago, and they're going to continue programs and Zoom because, you know, some person can't get out as much and now they can participate more. So, you know, I think it's a wonderful thing. Zoom has benefited a lot of people. And so I think some combination would be nice down the road because there are people that can't travel but want to participate, and they're used to this now.
Yep.
Of course, you know, and especially, I mean, look, we say this all the time with our radio program, how it really opened up, you know, our whole audience. As far, you know, I got like I think it was like a couple of calls, just this week from people that saw on the TV and were asking questions about the hearing doctor we had on and wanted more information. So it's, you know, that it was such a nice thing that people who might not have been able to, you know, tune on or get access to the radio program, you know, live can be home, you know, the following week and see on North Hempstead TV the wonderful program. And
we at our Project Independence Advisory, the last one, remember Kathy said, "Oh, Rebecca, I saw you on your television show." And I was like, "Oh,
I know, we feel so."
I don't associate the radio show with the television.
When I came to advise, like, "Oh my God, it's Kristina." I was like, "Oh, should I sign autographs?" An hour later, this is quite exciting. But
yeah, she liked the mindfulness.
Is that North Hempstead TV? You know, speaking of how all the townie, and that's what in North Hempstead, the connectivity of all departments is really just amazing. You know, it's everyone kind of pulls together and shares information, and the programming, you know, that we've been sending over to North Hempstead TV and that they pump out really, you know, it was so wonderful during this pandemic, you know, and I think it must have the amount of people that were tuning in, you know, and I mean, the exercise classes have made such a difference. People love seeing it on TV, you know, and it's just, so like, those are things that we probably can't, you know, get rid of, you know, because it really opened up, you know, a whole new audience to things. So it's
it really did. Really amazing.
Absolutely.
Going in person, nobody wants to see me in a leotard, but at home, I don't have a problem. I can put it on and exercise.
Yeah. Wayne doesn't know that John bought Tai Chi pants. Maybe I want to say when we first started the radio program together, which was many years ago, he decided he was interested. We had a Tai Chi segment on. He went out and bought those pants. And John,
right on.
The pants yet is the burning question.
About 3 months ago, the pants went to Goodwill. Never were put on once. I was all set to go Qigong or whatever I was going to do. I did nothing.
See, this is all continuing evidence of why Stephanie is a saint. I'm telling you.
But one of the things that, I mean, another thing that's great, like how we were talking to Laura Curran about what the results are of actually all these vaccinations is that seniors are now able to come out, you know, and also going to North Hempstead Television with the fitness classes reached a whole dynamic of people. I don't want to say that we forgot about, but that don't have access to computers or smartphones.
Absolutely.
And right. And we got a lot of calls, Kristina, right? Like
it's amazing.
People saying, I didn't know that the town was doing this. I can't really, I don't drive. So now they can turn their television on and take fitness classes. So it, you know, like even we say, this time with Sandy, we learned a lot and implemented a lot of things from Sandy to, you know, just new programming and things like that we learned that happened during Sandy. And now with COVID, it's the same thing. Like, yes, John, we're going to continue with these North Hempstead television fitness classes going forward. So it's like,
and a shout out to Rebecca, who actually teaches them on North Hempstead TV. The other hat she wears, her yoga hat.
There you
can
go.
actually do, you know, you
Yes.
listen to her on the radio and then do yoga with her. I mean, the different hats that people wear at North Hempstead.
that's right. You got to wear them all.
So
But you know, what's also funny is that not only did Zoom and North Hempstead TV bring things to people who don't otherwise get around so well, but because of the pandemic, a lot of very active seniors, I think,
Yes,
were
absolutely.
more at home and were now tuned into these things that they would have otherwise missed. So it really is, I mean, so many more people have had the opportunity, either by circumstance or by design at this point, to really engage in things that they wouldn't have otherwise had the opportunity to. And it really is, you know, as crazy as it would have seemed 18 months ago, to say that Zoom is here to stay.
Yeah,
Right.
I think it is in so many ways.
absolutely. It's so true. And,
The
and you know,
hi-
see,
at
this is
minimum,
why
the
Wayne's a good
hybrid
fit for the
setup.
show, because we always try and find, you know, the silver lining in these crazy times that we were in. And I think that is something that certainly people, and look, we could speak firsthand at Project Independence, the amount of seniors that were like, nope, get this computer, get this smartphone away from me. I am not touching anything involving technology. Had no choice during this to stay connected. And I mean, I give them so many props. I see at these joint advisory meetings, the seniors who may not have a computer, but still call in, you know, and participate, and they're able to be in the discussion. And that's what's nice about Zoom too, is that, you know, you might not have a video capability, but at least you could be on the phone, and they are just as verbal, I would say, right, Rebecca? As you know, the people who have a video.
I think you have a theme for a show, for the radio show, Kristina, and that is to talk about the positive things that came out of COVID. I mean, you know, the things that we learned that are going to be super helpful for our residents and everyone down the road. I mean, there's so many things that we did learn. I mean, you know, it was a trauma for the most part, but, you know, we're like you said, you know, we're here, we're on Zoom, we're on North Hempstead television. I mean, it's just great. We learned so many things from it.
Absolutely.
And even the resurrection of the drive-in movie, right?
That's right. And you know what we do
rediscovered.
I have to tell people, you know, what we also like to do here during the pandemic, I bought the little radio show team a little calendar that said every day is a holiday. And most of them are bizarre holidays, but you celebrate something every day was kind of our thing. But when I was looking, actually this Sunday is drive-in movie day.
Really?
You know, it was very fitting. And, you know, more importantly, next Wednesday is Rosé Day. So mark that in your calendars, everyone.
Christina's calling in sick that day.
So mark that in. But, you know, and today is Hug Your Cat Day. For all you people out there who have a cat, you know, remember to hug your cat. But I was very impressed that drive-in movie day was actually Sunday with all of our drive-in movie talk. So,
you know, it's true when you think about that, because obviously I grew up with drive-in movies. None of my grandkids did, but they've seen them now, which is interesting. It's like, who would have done this? But it was fun. And I remember in the country packing we were 5. I had 3 cousins, 8, my mother and my aunt, 10 people in a station wagon. We were covered in blankets so they didn't have to pay for us. And we went in.
The statute of limitations just ran on that, John. You're okay. Don't worry.
But it's the truth. And we're out of time. Unfortunately, we're out of time. This has been a great show with, of course, Taranza and Stephanie, followed by Laura. Most importantly, we had a great time with you, Wayne, and you're going to come back as a host again because this was just too much fun.
That's right. We don't let people leave, Wayne. Now you're stuck with us.
And doing it with Rebecca was great, too. So you've been listening to Senior Talk Radio here on 88.1 FM and WCWP.org. Have a great weekend, everybody, and we'll see you next week.